Hey, how's it going? Let's take a look at some new toys. Don't often do this. Just hanging out here and have new stuff sitting on the table. Stuff that this is the last month. Just a few things. I haven't been buying stuff for months and months, but this month found a lot of things on sale, and so I picked these things up because they were marked down significantly. This figure, this guy's name is Zodak. He's part of the new Masters of the Universe Masterverse line. Here's the box that he came in. See, it says Masters of the Universe New Eternia Zodak. He came with two fists, and that's it. I do really like the art on these new boxes for this new Masters of the Universe line. It's reminiscent of all the old awesome box art that was with the original Master of the Universe stuff. Some of that was done by the artist Earl Norem, and this is cool. Oh, here's the other figures here available. I guess that's He-Man there, and Skeletor, and Catra. I'm not familiar with Catra. I'm really not familiar with Zodak. I don't remember him from the cartoon. I didn't really watch the cartoon that closely, though we did watch it when I was in the Army. We used to watch He-Man occasionally, although Thundercats was more popular. I remember liking Thundercats more. This figure, though, is outstanding. So this is a 7-inch scale figure. They're all about this same scale in this line, except for a few of the crazy ones, like maybe Skeletor's bigger or something. I don't know. Very, very nice, tight articulation on this. Really cool sculpting and removable accessories here, armor and holster and these little, what are these called? Shoulder pads, shoulder armor. Well, these things unplug here, and then this spear weapon comes apart, and it can be two if you want to make it into two instead of one. And then those can go back there and they stick up like that. But when you do that, then you don't have shoulder armor. So I kind of like the shoulder armor, so I got him like this. And he also has this kind of ray gun looking pistol thing. And that fits right in there and plugs in there perfectly. So as I said, I don't really know much about this guy. Maybe let's look at the back of the box and see if it says anything back. Does it say something about Zodak here? It sure does. Oh, he's a good guy. I thought he was a bad guy. Cosmic Enforcer. Few are more powerful than the omnipotent master of the cosmos, Zodak. As the keeper of the neutral balance between good and evil, the Cosmic Enforcer's universal travels return him to Eternia, home of Castle Grayskull, the nexus of realities, and the center of the multiverse. For a threat to the cosmic balance can come from anywhere at any time. Okay, I don't know why. For some reason does he look like a good guy or a bad guy? I guess he's neutral. It said there he's kind of in the middle. But to me he looked more like a bad guy. But what I was going to say from the beginning, the reason why we're talking, I got this guy a couple days ago. The reason why we're talking about this figure, and the reason, let's look at his feet too. Look at these. He's got Skeletor feet and this He-Man type body with like a kind of He-Man loincloth thing, but then this thing, and then this belt. Then these aren't these are like maybe Skeletor forearms, and then the He-Man body, and then this cool looking helmeted head. So what I was going to say about this is that if I had received this this figure when I was 10 or 11, 1974 or 1975. This would be the only action figure that I would need to play with for some time until I either broke it or lost it somehow or something happened to it. But this guy is really cool. I would be like, this would be the only action figure I would need. I would just take it from there. I would make all the adventures up and make up who this guy is and everything because he's so cool looking. Colors are great. This kind of, I don't know what this color is. It's not really tan. I don't know what it is. I guess it is tan. Light brown. Tan. Very cool. I like this figure a lot. Is that all we're going to look at in this video? Is this Masters of the Universe Zodac figure? Or are we going to look at other stuff too? Come on, Zodac, stand up. There he goes. I need to bend the knee. There we go. That's why he's his. I need to give him more of a. There we go. Okay. These guys over here, who are these guys? These are these twins, the Paoli twins, Zomac and Tomax. This is what G.I. Joes currently look like. This is called the G.I. Joe Classified series. These are the newest. Well, these aren't new. These are probably a year or two old. That's why I got them, because they were on sale. These are twins. These guys are twins. See how they're almost the same, but not quite? One of them has a scar. One of them doesn't. And one of them, their hair is opposite. Their armor is opposite. But they're twins. So these are characters. These are bad guys, members of Cobra in the G.I. Joe universe. These new G.I. Joe figures, they're called the G.I. Joe Classified series. They're really nice. Now they're also about a 6 or 7 inch tall figure, I think. Maybe 6 inch tall or a little bit taller. So yeah, a little bit larger than half the size, a little bit more than half the size of the original Joes, but then about double size of the Joes from the 80s. And these are also made of that nice new kind of soft plastic that kind of moves around really well and holds, the joints hold the place really well. They pose really well. They're like double jointed at the elbows without any pins showing, right? Those unsightly pins that sometimes show on these action figures. Looks kind of cool. Very nice looking, high quality, you know. Comes with this MP5 machine pistol, I guess you might want to call this. The clip comes out. You saw that magazine, 9mm magazine, come out, and this suppressor, this sound suppressor, it also comes out. Comes with these where they both do, you know, the accessories, everything about these figures is the same except they're opposite, and then one has a scar and one doesn't have a scar. So they both come with these kind of ceremonial looking daggers that fit in these scabbards. They each have 2 of them. Scabbards. These aren't scabbards, these are sheaths. Right, is this a sheath? Pretty nicely detailed. Nice stuff. So I like this. You know, I never liked the small G.I. Joes when they came out. I wasn't even really playing with toys anymore at that time. I think I was in high school when that was happening. When the G.I. Joe changed and the TV show started and they came out with those new little figures that I was like, those aren't G.I. Joes. I did enjoy the characters, and I enjoyed the TV show, the cartoon I watched, and then I also read the Marvel comic books. I liked them. I liked the characters. I liked the stories. I liked the animation. I just didn't buy those little figures. And then I got rid of or lost or destroyed all of my old 12-inch scale large G.I. Joe and G.I. Joe Adventure Team figures. Um, and those are expensive to replace, and I really haven't made the effort to replace those. One of the things that I don't like about the old G.I. Joes and, you know, replacing and buying vintage G.I. Joes is there's so much restoration involved, in most cases. You got to deal with replacing elastic bands inside of them because they get loose and stuff. And then even if you do get a tight one, then you got to deal with these creepy old cloth clothing with those little buttons on them and stuff. And it's smelly, and I like to wash everything before I even, right? So it's like I don't like buying old vintage stuff that involves cloth or fabric. That's why mostly when I'm collecting old stuff, mostly I just am collecting plastic. Now these new figures, they're just plastic. There's no fabric involved here. Uh, they're pretty much complete. They all come with the accessories that they each need. Uh, I don't have a bunch of these. I now have 8 G.I. Joe classified figures. I'm massing a little group of 8 of them. I've got 4 Cobra figures now and 4 G.I. Joe figures. These are my 2 newest villains, and I think they're really neat. I like them. So I like that. I like this. I approve of this new thing that G.I. Joe has done. Now, for the most part, this stuff is being done for people like me. Kids aren't really playing with toys very much anymore. Now, some kids are, but not all of them like it used to be in the 70s and 80s and even the 90s, I guess. So the times have changed a bit. So for the most part, these toys are being made for adult collectors to appreciate this stuff. But if you were a kid, if I was a kid, I would dig these figures as well like crazy. These guys are great. It would be so cool having this pair of figures that are evil twins. Isn't that pretty neat, right? That's the idea between these guys, is that they're evil twins. Oh, sorry about that, Tomax. Or maybe that was Zomat. So I like the new GI Joes. I think it's cool what they've done. Let's look at a couple new Marvel Legends that I picked up recently. This guy also was really cheap on sale. This is the new. This isn't new. This is a Sabretooth from about 2 years old. And this also. Well, he doesn't. He's got. See the pins? Remember what I showed you about that GI Joe? And I said, isn't it cool that these new GI Joes have got these pinless joints? See these unsightly pins? And then see what G.I. Joe has been doing. They don't have any pins showing. So the newer stuff is showing improvement. I like this figure. I think this is a cool incarnation of Sabretooth. I think he's neat. It would have been cool if he came with some swap out hands that were fists, but he doesn't. He's got the big black talons that look really cool, and the black toenails that look really cool. He's very well articulated. Also, it's that same new material. It's not like the hard, shiny plastic of, say, 10 or 15 or 20 years ago even. This material is kind of soft and has a gummy feel to it. That's how I would describe it. It's nice. What I like about it is that when it sticks up against each other, and so it makes the joints like tighter in a way. How I would describe it. I like these. I approve of this. I think this is a cool figure. even though you might not like this Sabretooth, you think that maybe Sabretooth should be bigger and this guy's skinny, I think he still looks good. I think he still looks like Sabretooth. And here's another new figure. This is a Marvel Legends figure just like that Sabretooth, but this is an even newer one, but also marked down and on sale and from a year ago or at least. But in this case, the Marvel Legends Hasbro has, and then, both, that's another interesting thing. I believe Hasbro makes these Marvel Legends figures, and Hasbro also makes the G.I. Joe figure that we just looked at. They're making both, I believe. I think they're both Hasbro. I might be wrong. I don't feel like looking at the boxes. So this is the T'Challa figure, the newer one, and he is great. Incredible articulation. And he looks very faithful to the comic books. Doesn't he look really good? He has these things that are called butterfly joints here on his shoulders. See how these come in like that? Haka! Looks like, what was that guy's name? Ronnie Coleman? Who was that name? He's ripped. And then he can come all the way back like this. So this is really cool to see. Now, we've seen this type of articulation before with Marvel Legends, but usually they only will use it on a Superman, on a Spider-Man figure. They'll take the time and effort to make a figure with this advanced, really high quality articulation, but usually they'll only do it with a Spider-Man figure. So it's nice to see them do it with a different figure other than Spider-Man, who's definitely well deserving of needing to be able to put in these dynamic poses like T'Challa is right here, like Black Panther. Looks pretty good. I think this is a great figure. Oh, easy there, Sabretooth. And, well, there was one of the Paoli brothers. And it all starts tumbling down. That's the worst thing that will happen, is sometimes I'll get stuff set up on this table and, I'm not purposefully setting it up. I'm just kind of pushing stuff around and looking at things. And I'm not setting up and making a scene or posing them or anything. I'm just looking at them and maybe taking pictures or doing my version of playing with toys. It's kind of, I don't necessarily play with toys. I think I've talked about this before. I don't play with them in the same way that I used to play with them when I was a kid, but I still like having them. But what I still have, there's reasons for buying what I buy. And I buy Barbies sometimes, and this is the reason why I buy a Barbie. So the number one reason why I buy a Barbie is because it's $5 or $10, or not even $10. I'll only buy a Barbie if it's around $5 and completely marked down on sale, and then I'll only buy them if they will be of use to me. And being of use, what I mean is if they would look good next to, in conjunction with my other figures. So I don't even know who this character is. Apparently this is some Disney television show about zombies. And this is a Barbie version of this television show. And it's like some sort of supernatural kids show. Anyway, this character, as soon as I saw this, I was like, okay, she's got these tattoos. The hair looks good. The face looks good. The clothes look good. She's got this thing and a belt. So I can do stuff, right? I can use that. I put a knife on here. I added that knife. She didn't come with that. That's one of my one of my accessories. I've got tons of weapons. Believe it or not, this Barbie did not come with this Thompson 45 machine gun, but she looks great with it. And I at this point, I can tell when a Barbie will look great with a machine gun. And so that's why I got this Barbie. And she's got these elbows that bend and knees that bend too. Right? They don't all have that. So I can put her with a machine gun right next to some of my either my gangster figures, my hero, survivor, apocalyptic type road warrior figures that I have. She could even, I mean, she kind of looked like she could be a villain going up against like a Judge Dredd or something. You know, I have some Judge Dredd figures, but mostly she'll end up being with the gangsters. Or I, the reason I got her is I thought that she would look good with my Road Warrior figure. I think that I'll put her with my Road Warrior because I have a Road Warrior figure that we haven't even looked at yet. It's pretty cool, and it's a unlicensed one. So that was I don't even know her name. We don't even need to. I don't have the packaging. I threw it away. Gave her the machine gun, and she's ready to go. Okay. Next, Barbie. This is another example of why I buy Barbies. Now, it might sound completely creepy. I only buy Barbies, like I said, if I can use them for something. Like if there's a reason why I can use them. And this is a $5 Barbie, so it's $5. The price of a cup of coffee. She's got this great skin tone. She's got this great colored hair. She's doing the side eye thing that not all of them do. I like this particular face sculpt. The thing with Barbies nowadays, and I might have mentioned this before, that's kind of cool. I just discovered it since I've been buying Barbies. They all have different faces and hair now. They're all individual, different people. They're not like the same chick over and over again. They're making them different chicks. And this one, as creepy as it may sound, I think is really hot. Now, this kind of futuristic, hot-looking chick can also be of great use to me with my other figures. She can go anywhere. She could go with the superheroes. She practically looks like a member of the Legion of Superheroes already, but she could go in and she'll look great with some Batman figures. She could also look great with the gangsters as well. Kind of cool what Barbie is doing, though, as well, isn't it? They got rid of those creepy little buttons that I was just talking about that get rusty. Everything is Velcro now. As I said, it's all individually different. The hairs are all different. It's all a whole new thing going on over there at Barbie. And they're doing it pretty well, I think. And one of the things I like about it is the price point. $5 is a great price for a Barbie doll. And they're probably even cheaper at the Dollar Tree. You can probably find these at the Dollar Tree. Who knows? It's possible, or wherever. But I don't go to the Dollar Tree. All right, we're almost done. We have one more figure to look at, and it's a Ken. Because if I'm buying Barbies, you better believe I'm buying Kens too if they're $5 and they're of use and purpose to me. So I got this guy. This Ken has got this interesting hairstyle. He's got this dark skin tone. And I think he's unusual and interesting and can be used for something. If just being a background character, he could be used for that. He could be a henchman of some sort. He could be an innocent bystander, maybe a jogger, something like that. He's kind of dressed, he does look like a jogger. Okay. That's what the news will say. So that's everything that we've done today. We've looked at a bunch of new dolls and action figures. I don't usually say the word doll when I'm talking about the toys that I collect, because I don't collect dolls. But now that I've been buying Barbies, I actually am collecting dolls. The price point is ridiculous by comparison to the action figures. It's another example, like they're always talking about, women are talking about, we have to pay 3 times as much for a bottle of shampoo. Well, I have to pay 4 times as much for an action figure. This Zodak that I paid $14 for was supposed to be $25.99. And she was supposed to be like $10.99 and I got her for $5.99. Figure that out. So the girls, it's all plastic, right? Which do you think costs more to make? I don't know, but they're getting $25 for these and $5 or $10 for these. So I don't worry about the shampoo prices. I use that 3-in-1 body wash, conditioner, shampoo, all 3-in-1. I don't even know what brand it is. Barbie's doing a good job, though. I think they're doing a good job. Maybe it's a little creepy. I'm almost 60 years old, and I've never bought Barbies in my life until the past few months, until recently. Never wanted to. But I think this is cool. I think she looks neat. She definitely looks hot. Like, I don't know. I mean, this will probably eventually be in the hands of my granddaughter in a year or two. She'll be playing with this, and I don't know if I'm comfortable with that. Pretty cool. So yeah, we'll do something with her. She'll end up in trouble and need to be rescued by my Taken figure. That's what she kind of looks like. She looks like she could be the daughter from a Taken adventure. That's what I might do with her. She might be a kidnap victim of some of my evil gangsters. She might be rescued by my Liam Neeson action figure. That's it. I just figured it out. Okay. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this behind the scenes action figure doll update. Thanks for watching.